Welcome to another episode of Watch Once Over. My name is Big E. Today we're going to be looking at my Monta Atlas. And before we start, let's do a wristwatch check. This is my Longines Hydro Conquest full ceramic um, bezel, case, and dial. Hydro Conquest full ceramic. It's a pretty cool watch. Check out my video on that. Now I got a couple shout outs before we get into this Monta video. I want to shout out the Urban Gentry. I recently got this mug from Tristano, the Urban Gentry, and I want you all to go over and check out his channel. He's probably the most prolific YouTube guy when it comes to watches. It's the Urban Gentry. Check out his channel, check out his store. Got great products, onwards and upwards. Thank you, Tristano. Now, before we start out, I just want to announce that I'm going to be giving away this Pagani design for my 5,000 subscriber. And that's going to be coming up on my next video. So subscribe, and when you see that video come up, comment, and I'll use the comment generator to go ahead and give that piece away. Now, I couldn't find anybody to send me one of these Montas, so I bought one myself. I got this from AZ Fine Time. I'll put all the information up right here. And they are the premier dealership for pristine watches. Check them out. They have everything. They can source everything. So check them out. Thank you, AZ Fine Time. Now this is the Monta Atlas GMT, and it comes in this lovely wood box, and everything is first rate on this watch. And I just wanted to show you real quick what it comes with. I sized it already. Comes with a warranty card. Comes with a booklet. Monta booklet telling you about the watch you purchased. And also, I got an extra strap. And this is a real nice strap, similar to like a rubber bee strap or something, but this is a Monta's own strap. So it's a pretty cool strap, and it has a Monta logo on the strap right there. Now getting to the watch, the Atlas GMT, and I sized it already for me, which is 7.25 inches. And we're going to take a look at this watch, put it on a time grapher, and see if it's cracked up, if it lives up to what everybody says the hype is. Now, I've had this watch for a little while now, and it is my watch. It's not a loaner, and I just wanted to see how good this quality of this watch is, of what they say. So this is the Monta Atlas GMT, and this is the latest iteration. This watch doesn't have a Salida SW330. It has a ETA, I believe a 2893-2 GMT. Just about, they say it's 38, but I'm getting about 40. Maybe it's 39, but I'm getting about 40 on my calibers. The thickness, about 11. It's really thin. The lug to lug is just under 50, so it's about 48 millimeters lug to lug. And then the bracelet is, look like that bracelet is going to be a 20, like a 22 millimeter. So it's real nice dimensions. It fits well. And the big deal of this watch, on what they say, is the finishing. So let's look at that first. On the bezel, you get this outward radial brush bezel, which is really lovely. You get high definition crystal with about, I think, 5 layers of anti-reflective coating on the inside, which is real nice. And this dial has a really beautiful sunburst pattern. It's a gray dial, and you can see right there it has a beautiful sunburst pattern that extends all the way outward past the bezel. You get that sun ray pattern on the bezel, which is a neat thing. See the finishing on the bezel? The brushing goes outward. Now on the case, you get brushing around the sides. Then you have a clear line of delineation. You see that polished chamfered edge right there? That's really beautiful. And then you have a polished lip underneath the bezel. Nice chamfering. Really nice done. This is some of the best brushing I've ever seen. And I want to say, I'm probably going to get hate mail for it. It looks just as good as Rolex brushing. It really does. You get a signed Monta crown. That's nice. And then you get a fully brushed bracelet. Again with that polished chamfering on the bracelet. Now, speaking of things that were changed on here that I've noticed, that this movement, let's get right into that. This movement isn't the SW, and it's not decorated as highly as the SW movement. This movement is a Sellita movement. I mean, it's not a Sellita movement. It's not as decorated. It's an ETA movement, and you just get that same sunburst pattern on the brushing on there, but you don't get any of the perlaging or the Cote de Genève on the rotor. You do get the Monta sign rotor. It does have a Monta sign on there, and you do get a sapphire crystal in the back. Screw down, and you get 150 meters. But it's not as heavily decorated as the Sellita was. So that's different. So beware if you order one of these, you're not going to get the Sellita movement anymore. You're going to get the ETA movement, which, to tell you the truth, I prefer the ETA movement. And there's no mechanically reason why I do. I just prefer saying I have an ETA movement in there. Now the hands are sword style hands, really nicely finished. The printing is first rate. The indices are all rhodium plated, polished, cut, diamond cut. Nothing amiss in the dial. You get that stepped GMT hand. You see that? That GMT hand has a kink in there, so we could glide past the raised hands. You get a beautifully finished 6 o'clock date box with the white date wheel. Red printing, shocks of red around the GMT scale to match the hand and the Atlas logo at 6 o'clock. That's all done really well. The Monta sign printing is first rate. And this dial is really nice because in the sun it looks like a brownish dial, like right there, gray charcoal brown. But then in the night, see when I angle it, it turns black. So the dial, it kind of flips colors a lot, and it plays with the light really well. Now the crown is real nice. It's kind of a cake style crown. Real easy to operate. Monta logo on there. It's on the crown. It's beautiful. No complaints there. Now the bracelet has been changed up somewhat. you still have a really articulating bracelet, and you have a really nice clasp. That big porthole right there that locks it down fits with the snug, but you don't have the instant sizing anymore. You know, let's take a better look at that. Okay, now looking at the bracelet, you don't have that quick adjust system anymore. You only have 4 anchoring points. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 anchoring points now. You don't have the quick adjust anymore. I don't know if that's going to be a break deal for people, a deal breaker, but it's just, that's not on there anymore. Closes with the snick, real secure. You get the Monta logo embossed on the clasp. Lots of polishing and brushing is beautiful. You get that chamfered edge that goes down the clasp too. First rate, looks great. And I'll show you what it looks like on my wrist, which is 7.25 inches. Now this is where I'm gonna have to give it a strike. Now this watch fits my wrist great, but if you notice, the clasp is a little bit wide. Well, long, not that wide, long. Now this clasp is long, and if you don't have an oval shaped wrist or a flat wrist where your wrists are flatter and thinner on the sides like mine, this, I don't think it's going to be very comfortable for you. Or if you have a very small wrist, I don't think it's going to be super comfortable for you, because this is a long clasp, and I think that is going to detract from some people when they buy this, unless you're going to wear it on a rubber strap. And then if you do that, you're going to be fine. So we're going to put it on the time grapher and see what it runs. This thing beats at 28,800 vibrations. And this is just in the flat position, like sitting on your desk. And they do regulate these. So right now this is running plus 2 seconds a day, 330 degrees amplitude, 0 beat error at 28,800 vibrations an hour, 52 degree lift angle. So this is running spot on. You got 2 seconds a day fast. So that right there is what Rolex is basically running. So it is regulated. It does run great. I do have to give it a strike for the long clasp. Although it's comfortable on my wrist, you see how long it is under here? You got from here to here. That is a really long clasp. Let's measure that real quick. That is about 51, 52 millimeter clasp length. So that's a really long clasp, and some people are going to find that uncomfortable if you don't have the right wrist shape. Or you may want to move on to either a different brand or maybe just a different strap. But the bracelet is really articulating. It's really a nice bracelet, a first-rate watch, instantaneous date change, and it has gobs of lume BGW9. I'll give it a blast of light so we can see that. And we'll close out with a lume shot on this. That's what the loom looks like. And the loom does last all night. It's cool because the GMT hand is also loomed, so you can read the GMT in the dark. And it's just an overall really nice watch, really nice package for the price point of $1,950. Really nice watch. It's the Monta GMT Atlas. So check this out. Check me out. Please subscribe to me. It really helps me out. I appreciate it. And remember, I'm going to be giving away a watch probably in a couple of days. I'm going to put that video up ASAP. So that's the Monta Atlas GMT. This is the Watch Once Over. My name is Big E, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. God bless.